Yay, the kids are finally asleep.
So do you feel like...
Playing a game?
I've got a feeling a boss fight's coming up.
Ooh, I just got wrecked.
Headshot, baby.
Ooh, it's your turn to get the baby.
So are you up to the challenge?
Run, 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 run.
And we're dead.
That's when I realized I have no idea what I'm doing.
GG. Welcome back to another episode of the Gamer Parents Podcast. My name is Kevin, and I'm joined by my wonderful wife, Joanne.
Hello, everybody.
This is episode number 51 and the first episode of 2023. Happy New Year to everyone listening. If you're new here, Joanne and I are a married couple. We have 2 kids, and we are parents who game and gamers who parent. So yeah, we just kicking off the new year here, and why don't we talk about our New Year's?
Yeah, it's a very intimate new year with just your parents and our kids.
Yeah, so I think we mentioned that we had purchased some fireworks to enjoy with the little ones. Nothing like too crazy, obviously. Like I'm talking like those snap pops, sparklers, small fountain type fireworks, and then like Roman candles, pretty much. But that's it. Nothing like too crazy or exciting. Just stuff that we still managed to kind of spook, especially the 2-year-old.
Yeah,
with some of this stuff. Especially ones that we didn't realize would do as much. It's crazy what they can do with fireworks nowadays. It's like this little box that like fits in the palm of your hand, and it shoots like rockets. It's kind of crazy. Like way, always surprising. Like every year it seems to be like a little bit more.
Yeah, the 2-year-old got kind of spooked out halfway through that she insisted on like watching from inside of the car.
Yeah, so we were doing fireworks in the street, and she wanted to like be inside the car in the driveway watching from the window. Yeah.
It's like in the movies when they want to like explode something and there's that bunker.
Yeah, like a rocket launch or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what it reminded me of too.
Yeah.
So that was her little safe bunker.
Cute.
Speaking of New Year's, I had a New Year's resolution that I have kind of started on. So for a while, I had been thinking about trying that keto diet.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and this was like before the holidays and everything. And I was like, well, I don't want to do it during the holidays. That doesn't make sense. I want to be able to eat the things that I want for Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. And then now that all that's done and we don't have any major holidays for a while outside of Valentine's Day, of course. Definitely on my radar, babe. Don't worry.
Yeah. No chocolates for you there.
Yeah, at least as long as I'm on this. So yeah, keto, basically no carbs, pretty much no carbs at all. A lot of fats and proteins, so a lot of meats, cheeses, vegetables, basically things that are higher in fat and very low or no carbs.
Yeah, and easier said than done, I think, especially in this household where kids are constantly snacking on carbs. And even me, I crave...
You're just a big kid, basically.
I'm the big kid,
You're lucky enough to have an insanely good metabolism. And you don't eat a lot, but you're able to pretty much eat whatever you want, and it doesn't really affect your figure. I am not so lucky. And I am a lover of carbs, being both those bready carbs and sugary carbs. I love them all. I like them all equally. And this is tough. I started after the new year, so I am on like day 6 or 7, something like that. So I'm almost a week through this. And yeah, they say the cravings will go away. I have yet to see that happen. I still want to eat everything we have in the house.
Yeah, all the sugary carbs that we have around the house, I'm not touching those.
Well, you like the more bread carbs, right? Like rice,
noodles,
rice and noodles.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Plus bread and tortillas and chocolates and all kinds of candy and cookies and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So this is a really hard time for me. But, I'd like to lose like 15 pounds. It's not too crazy, definitely not impossible. And going good so far, but difficult.
Difficult, definitely.
Still very difficult. So.
What did you say? I crave a different carb every day.
Yes, you do a different kind of carb every day, whether that's Chinese food, sushi,
Thai food,
Thai, Indian
Indian
food,
food,
anything that has like rice, basically. So
or noodles.
yeah.
That's me, guys.
So I don't know. That's part of just what's going on in my life right now, and I plan to keep it up for at least the whole month of January, and hopefully the first few weeks of February as well. But we will see. Fingers crossed, I can make it through.
Yep, you can. I believe in you.
Thank you. What about you? Anything in your life this week?
So yeah, since the beginning of the year, we have been watching a lot of movies, like more than usual. Normally, we don't watch as much as we do. Maybe like one movie per week or even none because we prefer gaming over that. But since New Year's, I think we've watched a total of 5 movies.
Yeah, that's right. I think mostly because there had been some that I heard other people talking about that I wanted to check out. And it's not really ideal for us to do that like after the kids go to sleep, because like if we do that, then there's no gaming that's going to happen after that, because we're going to be exhausted and ready for bed.
Yeah.
Not really enough time to watch a movie. So I've just been putting them on like during the day, like while the kids are running around or hanging out, you know, playing with stuff. They're not really watching the movie, maybe like little bits here and there, but just for us to kind of entertain ourselves some while we're there, kind of just hanging out as a family.
Yep.
So it's been kind of cool. I like it. I kind of hope to do, I mean, maybe not quite this many, but kind of keep some going.
I
But yeah,
agree.
so the ones we watched quite a few. So first of all, being in the Christmas season, I feel like we watched some Christmas movies, but it was after Christmas. It was kind of like after Christmas, between then and New Year's, basically. And one was Jingle Jangle, which, do you remember this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a 2020 film with Forrest Whitaker and Keegan-Michael Key, and it's kind of about a toy maker, like slash inventor, who basically like was successful earlier on in his career and kind of lost his magic somewhere along the way, and kind of had to go through this whole story of trying to believe again, and get back that toy making magic that he had, right, and become the inventor that he always wanted to be.
Then we watched Jingle All the Way, which is a super old movie. I remember watching it when I was a kid. It was like released in 1996, I believe.
Yep, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And this is actually one of my favorite Christmas movies. I know it wasn't really like well received.
Really?
And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who don't like this movie, but I always like it. I think I've probably seen it at least half a dozen times now. Turbo Man, and it totally just reminds me of the Power Rangers, like the whole Turbo Man stuff. And it's this kid wants this action figure for Christmas, and the dad's trying to get it for him, and he basically forgets to get it until like the day before Christmas, and nothing's going right for him. And I find that like a lot of that was like kind of humorous to me as a kid, and still is. It's a very clean, funny Christmas movie. Not super funny, not like Elf funny or anything like that, but it's a fun one. I like that movie. It's a feel good movie for sure.
Definitely. And it's more relatable back then because, they didn't really have any online shopping. Everything was like, if it's a last minute thing to shop for the kids, it's super busy in the store and everything. Whereas nowadays, we can just Amazon everything.
That's true. It's definitely a lot easier to get stuff or buy for people nowadays, just because of the online presence.
Yep.
Yeah, I felt like as a kid, we could kind of relate to the kid in the movie.
Yeah.
Wanting a certain thing for Christmas, and, sometimes you might get that or you might not get that. Probably happened both ways for most of us. And then also now watching it again, kind of relating more to the dad of like having this parental duty to get his son something that he wants for Christmas, and yet running into so many obstacles, right, that we all run into as adults and as parents. So it was, I don't know, it's fun to watch now too, as much as it was before. We also watched the Noel Diary. Is that how you say it?
The Noel Diary? Noel?
Yeah, this one you picked.
Now it's just supposedly based on a book, and it's a romance kind of story with a bit of Christmas in it. But it's not really my cup of tea. I saw the trailer. I thought it was gonna be like The Notebook or something like that. But
To me, it was like The Notebook, which is not a good thing.
no, The Notebook was much more dramatic than this one.
Much more like sweet. This one was kind of like, especially on the girls' end, kind of like doing things that wasn't, I don't know.
Yeah, it's almost like
it was meant to be like a romantic Christmas story, but
Yeah.
like the way they kind of went about it, like some of the details were like, it didn't really feel like a good movie to me.
Yeah. I mean, I have to agree with you on that. I think like a lot of other romantic movies that I'm into might have a better review than this, but yeah, I don't really have much to say about
Right,
it.
so you regretted picking it?
Yes, I did, kind of. Yeah.
Okay, I'll remind you next time you want to pick another romantic movie. So I'm just kidding. Next, we watched Uncharted.
Oh, I think that's like
Right.
probably my favorite.
Of the ones that we watched.
Well, except Jingle All the Way is more nostalgic and feeling good,
Sure.
you know. But
Yeah.
Uncharted was pretty good.
Yeah, so Uncharted, based on the super popular video game series, the Uncharted games. It starred Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland, two great actors. I feel like Mark Wahlberg was just his like traditional self, kind of funny guy. You know, he had a lot of quick responses to things, and it was he kind of interjected a lot of comedy into it, which I thought was nice. Tom Holland a little bit too, but it was good.
A lot of twist.
Yes, I'm trying to remember. We watched so many movies. I'm like trying to remember everything that happened in both of them. But yeah, I mean, I would watch that again at some point. But it was good. I liked it. And another one we watched was Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery, which was on Netflix. It is a murder mystery. It has Daniel Craig, James Bond.
Yeah.
It had Kate Hudson, Ed Norton, and even had Dave Bautista, which is cool because he's the one who plays Drax in Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't think I've seen him in anything else besides those movies. And obviously, if you know how Drax looks, or you've probably seen these movies, he looks nothing like himself. Well, I mean, you can kind of tell it's him, but he has a lot of makeup and I'm sure a lot of other stuff going on. So it was like a more normal kind of look for him. So it was cool to see him in another movie. What did you think of this one? I liked it. I really like murder mystery movies, as long as they're done well.
Whodunit.
Yeah, those whodunit movies. It's kind of like, feels like Clue, another game that I loved, and
Evil.
Yeah, I mean this one kind of had you guessing not just like who's doing it, right? Who's the bad guy? Who's the one committing murders? But also like why or like how they got away with it or yada yada yada.
Yeah.
So like you learn fairly early-ish into it. It wasn't like the very end when you find out who the bad guy is, but then it's also like, okay, now how are they going to stop him, right? Or her. So yeah. But what was the other one? We watched one more after that. It was Red Notice.
Red Notice.
With The Rock and Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot. This one was actually the most recent one that we watched.
Yep.
What did you think of that one?
I thought it was very overdone compared to Uncharted and The Glass Onion. I felt like this one had like twist after twist, but this seems like it's just too much. Like one can only handle a few plot twists before it becomes too much.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about it?
There was quite a few twists and turns in there. It was good. I really liked Ryan Reynolds' performance in this one. I feel like it was a little bit different than his normal self. Like just the way he was talking and the way he was acting a little bit. But still, Ryan Reynolds funny. Kind of wish they were a little bit more creative. It kind of feels like something we've seen before. But I mean, it was still okay. It was worth watching. And I like all of the twists in movies like that. So it kind of like it keeps you on your toes a little bit. But yeah, that's it as far as the movies we have been watching. A lot of them. And we probably won't talk about everything that we watch, but we've just been doing it so much. So what else in life happened this week?
So I took down, well, not I, but we both took down the Christmas decor, right?
Right. Yeah, pretty much did it this weekend. So we're like a week after New Year's, which I think is pretty normal. I don't know anyone who does it like right after Christmas. That
Yeah.
just kind of feels weird. I think it's usually sometime after New
New
Year's
Year's, yeah.
when all that stuff starts to disappear. I mean, we still have people who have Christmas lights on too, and we still have ours out. That's pretty much the only thing that we still need to do. But everything inside is put away. And how do you feel about that?
I don't know, I just felt like it was too short. I feel as if we didn't put it out early enough and we
You know
took
what?
it down.
I was thinking the exact same thing, and I didn't even share this with you earlier. But I think next year we should put it out sooner.
Yeah, that way we
Like-
can enjoy it longer and it
Yeah,
wouldn't feel
like early November.
Yeah.
I think this year we didn't put anything out till like a good week after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, like the start of December, I think.
Yeah,
we
I think
did it.
normally we do like right after Thanksgiving, and we waited a little bit, which I kind of regret doing now because now that we were kind of putting things away, it's like, I feel like we didn't really get very much out of it like we normally do. So I kind of feel like we should put stuff up sooner next year. So I'll have to set a reminder for ourselves to do that.
Yeah. And then Lunar New Year is coming up. So I have all the red lanterns and
It is going to be year of the
rabbit.
rabbit, one of your favorite animals ever. That's cool. I did not know this.
Yep. So we have all the decor up for that. And that would be on January 26th, I believe.
And I like the Lunar New Year decor, like very red and gold. You know? I feel like it's
To
it's
symbolize
nice to look at. Yeah.
prosperity and luck.
Yeah, I never celebrated Lunar New Year growing up, but now we are, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. New culture, new traditions.
Yes, you bring so many new and interesting things into my life and into this family.
Aw. And also, another interesting thing happened this year. Our son, our 4-year-old, started preschool. Usually it starts like in September, but we kind of like waited till the new year to enroll him in.
Yeah, I think with this, you could pretty much start like any time with preschool.
That's
Whenever they'll
true.
accept you.
Yeah.
But only 2 days a week and only for how many hours each day?
4, I believe.
Yeah,
It's a
4
half day
hours.
thing.
It's only 8 hours a week, so it's not a ton. Not for very long.
Just to get him used to the school life, the social aspect of stuff.
Yeah, and he was enjoying it. I mean, like, we had to basically, like, get him to say goodbye to us. Like, he was, once we got into the classroom, dropping him off for his first day, he was, like, already running around looking at all the stuff, wanting to play with things. And, you know, they had, like, a calendar on the wall, and he's obsessed with numbers. So he was, like, checking out that thing, and we were like, bye. Are you okay? Like,
Yeah.
we'll see you later. And he was like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
And then, you know, didn't even look at us hardly. So, which was good. I think that's a lot better than the opposite, where, you know, they don't want you to leave them there by themselves, and they want to stay with you.
Yeah.
So I think it's good and helps them be a little bit more independent. And, you know, obviously he needs the social aspect, and hopefully he'll learn some more things there too. Although the first day we were taking him there, he said something to me that I thought was funny. And as we were like pretty much walking up to the school, or maybe it was when we were driving there, I don't remember. But he said that he was scared to go to preschool. And I asked him why. And he said, like, what if his teacher turns into a zombie?
Yeah.
And I thought that was funny. That's his imagination. And I guess I'm sure some of the things he watches on YouTube. Or whatever.
Yeah.
All kids stuff, but still, yeah, they have zombies stuff, like characters and stuff like that.
I believe that's a Halloween video.
Yeah, they love Halloween videos for whatever reason. Like Halloween videos in December, you know, January. It's like their favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they watched a bunch in October, and then like it's probably just stayed in their recommended or something, or history. I don't know where they're getting it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I thought that was funny, having to reassure him that his teacher's not going to become a zombie and that he's going to be fine.
Unless he misbehaves. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Now that we've talked about life, what about gaming? What's your gaming life been like this week?
So ever since Christmas up till now, I've been quite enjoying my time in the world of Warcraft in Azeroth.
Deep down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. I mean, like, apart from leveling the characters up till 70, we also did a few mythics, right? Mythic pluses, even.
Yep.
We also raided in the first wing twice now, I think.
Just the raid finder, which is basically the easiest way to do it, the least difficult.
Yeah. For a start, to learn the mechanics.
Yep, and just been doing the elemental storms. You get some better gear that way, doing the weekly world bosses.
Yep. I realized like I would be so excited to do it when it resets on Tuesday, and it's easier to finish it up because everyone's doing the same thing. And then like towards like the weekend, I would like run out of things to do. So
it's on when everything resets for the week on Tuesdays. It's hard not to jump in there and start working on all that stuff.
Or check out the vault.
Yeah, you get your weekly reward in the vault. It's normally a really good piece of armor. Yeah, and then everything else kind of resets, so you can you want to get to work on that and cash in on some sweet rewards.
Yeah, and another thing I learned is that when I was filling out the talent tree, I did use the recommended ones in there, like the starter kit thing that they provide.
Yeah, I guess they're the ones that the game recommends.
Yeah, but I wasn't doing much damage. And then now I'm checking out online on how to put the talent sets and everything, you know? And now I'm actually doing double, at least double of my damage that I did before. So I guess that really matters.
Yeah, the talents can make a huge impact. I mean, there's some that you can kind of tell they're more like PvP focused, or there's ones that help you survive a little bit more. And then there's some that you can tell just help you dish out extra damage, right?
Yeah.
So usually kind of for what we're doing, the PvE stuff, you don't really need anything that's PvP related. It's mostly just how do you do as much damage as possible, right? Since we're DPS.
Yeah, so that's what I learned this week itself from doing some research.
Yeah, there's a lot of like research you kind of are supposed to do in this game to make sure you have all the right talents, you have the right gems. Are you prioritizing the right stats? What's your rotation? Is your rotation even right? Right. So I watched some videos on that too recently because I myself want to be able to do more damage and found that I was doing some things wrong.
You do a lot of damage, like
I can do bursts of damage, but for the most part, I mean, warlocks have been dominating the DPS charts, especially. Monks have been pretty high up there, but I don't know. I feel like I could be higher for my item level, so I need to work on it a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm not doing too terrible. But any other games from you this week?
Oh yeah, Dancing Road. I've been playing that with my son.
AAA title on his Amazon Fire.
Yeah, and you won't believe.
You won't believe.
You won't believe how much tension it builds up. You know,
it's fun. I might like it as much or more than BeatStar?
Yeah,
that other mobile game that I had and played for a while. I really like the music in BeatStar, but the music in this one, there's no like words or vocals or anything.
It's catchy.
It's all like catchy, like EDM kind of music. And it's a pretty good variety, even though like they all kind of fall in the same genre. Like there's a lot of variety between them. And some of them get pretty hard, like challenging, where I think of the most difficult ones, I've beaten like one of them all the way through, but it usually takes quite a few tries. And our 4-year-old's getting pretty good at it. He's still doing mostly like the easier levels, but he can finish them, get 3 stars, like not miss any points, and everything. And he's good. We've just been like taking turns, like he'll play one, and then I'll play one, and then Joanne will play one. And then Faith will play one, so.
She tries, though. She tries.
We'll all pass it around, yeah.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, like, he is so serious when he's playing it that, like, he's super competitive, right? And, like, when I sit next to him when he's playing it, he'll be like, don't distract me, mommy, don't distract me.
Exactly. He did that earlier. Like, we were sitting on the couch, and he was playing it, and like I'm a lot bigger than him, right? So like I kind of sink down lower, and so it makes him kind of like lean against me more. And if I like barely move, he's like, "Don't distract me, Daddy. Don't distract me.
Yeah, he'll be like,
You're gonna
don't
make me
cheat.
lose." I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna like stop breathing here so that I don't bug him." But yeah, he's having fun with it. Definitely competitive. Is that it for gaming for you?
Yep, what about you?
So this week for me in gaming, it's been a lot of Marvel Snap. We did have the season reset recently. I believe in the last season, which was the Silver Surfer season, I peaked around maybe 76 rank or so. I kind of hoped to get higher. I tried. I really tried to get higher. It was not like a lack of playing, or I didn't play enough games to like reach that high. Like no, like I was going up and down, up and down, up and down, and I kind of hit a wall around there. So couldn't make it to 80. Hopefully I can do better this season. When everything reset, it put me back down to like 40-ish.
Oh,
and
bummer.
so I'm basically still like at that same point. So I'm hoping I can at least get back up to like 70 and get back to where I was before and get the rewards along the way. But yeah, I am still very much in love with this game.
Very.
It's it's my mobile game right now. And that said, speaking of mobile games, I did not play any Hearthstone this last week, which was probably the first time since we started the podcast that I have not played Hearthstone or had anything to talk about with that game. So very rare, kind of an oddity. It feels weird not logging back in, but for right now, I just don't feel it. I don't have the draw to go play that one. And
Wow.
even when I go and open up my games, right, I have Marvel Snap and Hearthstone right there. Mm-hmm. And every time I'm just like, just let's Marvel Snap it up.
I am shocked.
Yeah, I keep enjoying Marvel Snap so much. So I think that something would have to go wrong with Marvel Snap for me to want to go back to Hearthstone right now. Still an amazing game, but I'm taking a little break from that. I also got to play a little bit more God of War. I think about 13 hours in, I think is what I saw. I didn't really get to play much this week, so I didn't make a whole lot of progress. I'm still playing it on the hardest difficulty, though, so taking my time with it. Also, like we mentioned, a lot of World of Warcraft. And then the last game that I was playing this week was Sonic Frontiers, which I was playing with Dylan, our 4-year-old. He probably played more than I did, quite a bit more, but it's been fun. It's good for him to just kind of run around with, right? And he'll like run around in circles, or there's different like rails that you can grind along and like do flips and stuff, or loops, I should say. As you kind of just like grind along the rails. And he loves doing that stuff and trying to collect all of the rings and running really fast. Although he does run off the edge, like the cliff, all day long, because I don't know why it's like that. There's always like these cliffs everywhere, and you fall down into the water and respawn. But it's not really punishing, and I don't know if that's because of the settings I put it on. I pretty much put it on the easiest difficulty there was, just because that way he could play through it. But yeah, it doesn't really seem very punishing, which is good. It's kind of what I wanted for him. So he's enjoying it, and it's a pretty fun game. I got to play a little bit too.
Yeah, I haven't tried it myself. Every time like you play it with him, I'm busy doing some chores, so
yeah,
that's like my time away from him, basically.
Yeah, for sure. No, there's even sometimes where like I had to go do something and he was in here playing, and I was like, all right, bud, you're good by yourself. Just keep playing. I'll be right back. So you just stayed busy in here with that. And sometimes he'll be like, hey, Dad, I want to play Sonic.
Yeah.
Like, all right, let's go. Set you up. That's it for gaming. Shall we get into the new game releases this week?
Sure.
There has not been much. There wasn't very much last week. Again, there's not very much this week. What we do have is Toy Soldiers HD on Switch, and We Are the Caretakers. Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and PC. But that is it for new game releases. How about Game Pass games, Joanne?
Same thing. There's only 2 games released this week on Game Pass, and that's Stranded Deep on console, PC, and cloud, and Mortal Shell Enhanced Edition on console, PC, and cloud.
I did check out Stranded Deep, and it looked interesting to me. It was kind of like you're in this plane and you like crash land into the ocean, and you can play it co-op. So we could play it together, and it's kind of like you're trying to survive on like a desert island, and trying to like build shelter and find food, and it kind of, to me, in a way, like felt like Raft a little bit. I think you actually do get a raft. It kind of looked like it. I just watched like one trailer, but it looked interesting, especially that you could play it co-op. Thought that was cool.
Yeah.
And it's on Game Pass. Another big plus. Now, let's make sure everybody knows where they can find us. You can catch us on Twitch, where we stream once a week, every Tuesday nights at 9:30 p.m. Central Time. And that is at twitch.tv/gamerparentspod. You can also check out our YouTube channel, Gamer Parents Podcast, where we have a few videos and all of our podcast episodes over there as well. Or on Twitter, twitter.com/gamerparentspod.
Or on Instagram at gamer_parents_podcast.
Give us a like, follow, subscribe, whatever it is, wherever it is, and we greatly appreciate it. The best place to hang out with us would be on the Discord channel. We are always chatting it up in there. We're typically in the voice channels over there every evening. So if you want to come pop in and say hello, we would love to have you.
Yes.
But episode 51 is in the books.
What a great start to the year.
That is all that we have for you guys this time. So we'll catch you in the next one.
Bye.